Hi guys, and welcome back to another Dot Race video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21, continuing on with our MotoGP World Championship, and it's time for round 10 in Assen for the Dutch GP. So here we are in the cathedral of racing itself, Assen, one of the greatest tracks ever made, one I absolutely adore, and you know what, I have a great feeling about Assen here today. Coming off the victory in Sachsenring, we have a chance to go twice on the bounce. We got one after the other of just wonderful, wonderful opportunities for us. Now, Sachsenring was a bit of a bogey circuit for me, and if we can win in the Sachsenring, you better believe we can win in Assen. But all it takes is the qualifying. We have to improve in the qualifying. We did very well last time out in the Sachsenring. Second position, only just beaten by Jack Miller at the final lap at the qualifying session. We're here today at 4 PM when you're watching this Grand Prix video, the qualifying practices, etc. This is a chance for us to shine here in one of the best circuits ever made. But previously we did do the official test just recently, and of course we changed our package. We changed the Aprilia from the original package A to package B, and it has made quite a difference so far. The bike is much more stable, it's much more comfortable to use, and it reacts much better. But here in Assen, I've got a great feeling about qualifying well, got a great feeling about for the race. We just need to work on a bit of practicing, work a bit on our 1 lap time speed, and then hopefully we can piece it all together to make sure we have the best amount of speed possible going in to the next couple of sessions, of course, especially for the qualifying, because I think our race pace is usually fine. Race pace seems to be okay for us, but the qualifying seems to be the area that we are struggling with. And although we have improved since Catalonia test, we still got a lot to be desired, and we have to make sure that we're constantly and consistently qualifying in the top couple of rows. So following Valentino Rossi now around the Assen circuit, the Dutch GP, of course the last time we will see Valentino Rossi in Assen, which is an absolutely devastating thought. Of course Rossi last time out in real life and in the video game form actually acquired his best result of the season. In video game form he had the 6th place finish in the Sachsenring, even though he crashed early on in the Grand Prix and was taken out, I think, by Frankie Morbidelli, or he took out Frankie Morbidelli, something like that. But both riders of the Sepang Racing team were in the ditch early on in the Grand Prix, but somehow managed to finish in the top 6 respectively. So very good job for the boys on board the Petronas SRT Yamahas. Now, of course, up into the second sector, we did have a orange sector, but I've not really been mentioning it so far, but we are losing quite a bit of time in that change of direction. Of course, there are some fast parts of this circuit, so we need to try and take advantage of the short and tight corners that we know we can chuck this Aprilia in, and some of the faster corners we really need to get a slipstream. So I've tried to position myself behind the great Valentino Rossi, but even though in power setting 3, not really gaining much of an advantage behind the Doctor right now. Dr. Ace following the Doctor. Nice combination of doctors for you there. A little bit of an ensemble from the medical practitioners. But on the right hand side for the gear Timmer box chicane, left hand side for turn 17, and to the right for that little kink of turn 18. And this will be no improvement, down by 1.5 seconds. That is not good for both myself or Valentino Rossi right now, as we are both in 21st and 22nd position respectively. But we are using the soft option front and rear, trying it out a little bit. The key that worked out very well actually in Sachsenring was a combination we were yet to try at that point of the season, and that was a medium front and a soft rear. Now I have changed it around in the past and we've done the soft front and the medium rear, but usually the medium is the optimal rear for me. I'm always going for that medium rear. I find that is the best one for me, but I did change it up where we went for a medium front and a soft rear, and it seemed to work in the Sachsenring. But right now it's not that warm here in Assen, so we could expect maybe the softer tyres would be better, because of course there's not enough heat in them, there's not much temperature, and of course if it was absolutely scalding warm we would have to go for something like a medium or potentially a hard tyre. But we have closed in on Valentino Rossi here, so this could be crucial for getting that extra bit of drive here coming into the third split. Full acceleration now, trying to use a slipstream, getting stuck on the rumble strip is not ideal. Right hand side we will go. Where are we going to be into the third split? We have actually lost time, and we now trail by 0.6 of a second. Are you telling me that we lose 0.4 of a second in this final sector alone? I have a lot of work to do. This is not going as planned actually, as we go into the left hand side, still behind Rossi. Across the line we will go, and it's good enough for 21st position. So guys, Panic stations here in Assen. This is not good at all. We're going into qualifying 1. Pecco Bagnaia, Quartararo Mir is at the top of the timing screens. Even Aleix Espargaro was up there in the top 4. But now we're going up against some of the best riders in the world in qualifying 1 to battle it out for a position in qualifying 2. So here we go then, first effort in qualifying 1. Jorge Martin, the Pramac Ducati rider, is currently at the top of the picture right now with a 1:31.127. Valentino Rossi just sits behind him by a couple of tenths of a second, and Danilo Petrucci just missing out on a potential Q2 spot. So now it is time to dig deep, and dig very, very deep, like the old classic game, Dig Dug, because we really, really need to improve our qualifying. This is a very difficult circuit to qualify badly from and to improve upon. And basically the reason why I say that is because of that treacherous turn 1, super difficult right-hander, then you've got of course the next right-hander going into the very tight left-hander for the hairpin. Difficult situation. We cannot afford to be qualifying any worse than the 4th row if we're going to have any chance of success here in Assen. So hard on the brakes for the left-hander of De Bolt. Nice corner this one, I really like that one. Getting up with the insider riders there is extremely satisfying. The AI doesn't tend to let you get through in that corner, but we will force our way if we need to, of course. Turn 11 to be navigated now pretty nicely as we go on to the right-hand side for turn 12. I'm not going to try and pronounce that one because unfortunately it's a little bit of a tongue twister for me. But now into the hog hide for the left-hander. Turn 14, nice and left for the ramshock for turn 15. Bring on the power, bring on the acceleration, get hard on the brakes, touch out the right Dainese boot for the Guillaume Timmer chicane box, and then give it the old full acceleration. Across the line we will go. Is it going to be enough? 7/10 of a second down to Jorge Martin. Goodness me. The Pramac Ducati rider has put in one heck of a lap there with a 1:31.127. So we're going to have to improve quite a lot if we want any chance of qualifying better or even getting into Q2. Bottom left-hand corner of your screen there, Pol Espargaro, a red sector coming in for the Spanish rider on board the Repsol Honda. Danilo Petrucci, the Italian, in 4th position. Valentino Rossi, another Italian, in 3rd position, all with red sectors in the 1st sector. We can't say the same. We were down by 96,000th of a second, but still a personal best sector for us nonetheless. Rossi's now got a double red sector time. Petrucci a red and an orange. Lecona with a red sector now. Pol Espargaro with 2 red sectors. This is heating up rather nicely, but it's not for us. We want riders to struggle. We want to be the ones going into Q2, but right now it doesn't look like that's going to be in our foreseeable future. We'll continue to push as much as we can, but down by 5/10 of a second. I wasn't even paying attention to my own lap time. I'm more concerned with the guys on the left-hand side of the screen there. Martin, Rossi, Petrucci, Lecona, Pol Espargaro. Rossi with 3 red sectors. Rossi could be finding himself into Q2 here. What a turnaround it is for the 9-times world champion after that Catalunya test. I think he's just ahead of us up the track there. He is going into the final corner. This could be the one to put him at the top of the timing screens. Martin's still in top for now. Rossi gets into 2nd place, just punching back against Danilo Petrucci. So this is almost it, guys. We have changed to the tyres, a hard front and a medium rear now. I don't find that the soft option tyres were working very well. Rins has just gone top. I was just about to mention, I've seen those 3 red sector times, and he's just pushed off the doctor for the top spot of this qualifying session. So far, Alex Rins and Jorge Martin will be going through to qualifying 2 to battle it out with the best riders in the world for pole position. But this is far from over. Look at Valentino Rossi with 2 red sectors. We almost had a red sector in the 1st sector, just down by 99,000th of a second. Keep an eye on Rossi on the left-hand side of the screen, because he could be finding himself up into Q2 or into the top 2 spots here in Q1. Right-hand side for us, we're down by 3/10 of a second, so we have to be absolutely impervious these next couple of corners to get ourselves, as Rossi goes top. Valentino Rossi is going to be going into Q2 if he can keep that up, as Jorge Martin's on a good personal best sector on the sector 3 as well. Marquez with the first fastest sector, but that seems to have dropped away from him right now. But for us, it's dropping away again. We've touched the inside of the track. It's a track invalidation. There you go. We aren't going to improve on this lap. It's going to be down to the final laps. This is going to be extremely difficult for us right now. Bring on the power for the ramshock. Bring it hard on the brakes, and I tell you what, I might change back to our previous settings, but I don't know. The hard option and the medium, is that going to be enough to get us into Q2? I'm not sure it is. That's an invalidated lap, but it wouldn't have really been anything to scream about anyway. And currently as it stands, Grant Savadori and Paul Espargaro are your worst 3 riders in this session right now. What a disappointing result for us so far. We took 2nd place in the qualifying position last time out in the Sachsenring. We won the Grand Prix. And we're going to start this far now? No way. We cannot allow that to happen. Bring on the power, Matt. Come on, mate. Let's get into the top positions in qualifying, please. Down by 80,000 of a second in the first sector as we go into the Wienschlang and then to the left-hand side for the Russian hook. Still down, yeah, by 0.3 of a second. We just can't seem to get into the low 131s like these guys can. Now, our best one so far was a 131.870, which just isn't good enough. Nothing's been good enough in this session, comparing against to the likes of Valentino Rossi, Alex Rins, and Jorge Martin. And of course, don't discount Danilo Petrucci. He's up there as well, just in 4th position. Navigating the corner where we invalidated the previous lap, we managed to get round there without any hiccups, but still down on the timing screens. We aren't going to improve once again. Sector 3 and Sector 4 are absolutely killing us right now. Yet again, no improvement. This is a little bit concerning, if I'm pretty truthful right now. So across the line we will go in a moment's time, and it's not going to be an improvement, but that is going to be it for this lap, as we're now going to have to dig deep, change the tyres, and improve once again. So here we go, final lap, soft front, soft rear, Rossi and Rins going through to qualifying 2. Can we dethrone one of them at least? Alex Rins, which will be the man who's on the precipice of losing that position, but also moving up into qualifying 2. Up into the first sector, we are looking pretty strong. Not too bad as we go into the left-hander of Strubben for the super tight apex. One of the slowest corners in the Grand Prix calendar. Bring on the power, bring on the upshifts. Where are we going to be? A red sector in the first sector. Is this going to be the one? Can we deny the other riders on this track right now? Bring on the brakes for Wienschlang. Left-hander we go for Russian hook. Bring on the power. Come on. We really need to get this right. We lost 0.4 of a second in that second split. That is absolutely devastating how much time we just lost in that second sector. We mustn't falter though. We must continue to push, because if we're not going to go into qualifying 2, let's improve. Let's at least try and qualify 13th, 14th, 15th. Better than the position we're in right now. 22nd on the grid. The last row of the grid right now, ladies and gentlemen. We have to improve, otherwise this will be an absolute disaster. And I tell you what, I don't think we are going to improve. What an embarrassment. 2nd place in qualifying last time out, and now we're going to be 2nd to last this time out. Call me Maverick Vinales. Unbelievable. That consistency is garbage. Across the line we will go, and it's a very, very devastating 22nd position. Shout out to Valentino Rossi, and shout out to Alex Rins for getting themselves up into qualifying 2. But for now, guys, we won't see any of that. So now we'll have to wait for the Grand Prix tonight at 8 PM. So guys, as always, thank you very much for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Ciao for now. Oh, hi. Didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite sate your appetite, then why not watch some more Dot Race content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single Dr. Race video.